Matt Pangrac, host of the Bass Talk Live podcast and Bassmaster Opens angler. And over the last 2.5, 3 years, I've become very intrigued with open water minnowing, kind of using the forward-facing sonar to targeting pelagic fish, whether it's summer, winter, fall, related to bait fish, related to cover or structure, and putting it on a jig head and casting it down and then watching those fish eat the bait. Followed professional bass fishing over the last 3 years. You know, there's been a lot of tournaments that have been won that way. And what I'm going to do is just give some of my observations, a couple tips that I have when it comes to minnowing. First and foremost, I think having the right setup is key. I use a 7-foot medium action rod, 2500 size reel, and then I spool with 12-pound Sunline Overwatch. 95% of the time, that is the setup that I'm going to go with. It allows for long, accurate casts. You can fight big fish, no wind knots, and then from there, I kind of worry about the baits. My line is either a 10 or 12 pound Sunline shooter, but the biggest tip that I can tell you is there's two factors to it, and it's going to be fall rate and it's going to be size of the minnow. I use the Gamakatsu Horizon Heads predominantly in the 4.4 gram and the 5.2 gram size, which is basically around a 3/16 ounce size. And then also the brand new Horizon Head LG Lights for when you're going for bass that are targeting exceptionally small shad. These are the three main minnow heads that I throw. They're all Gamakatsu Horizon Heads in the LG series. I like that wide gap on that hook that allows you to get a penetration with the nano coating on it. You're not really able to put a lot of pressure onto that fish when you reel into it with that spinning rod. So these Horizon Heads get the job done. The 4.2 and the 4.4 and the 5.2 gram, and then the lighter head and the new LG Light. Now, the fall rate is very important, and the fish is going to tell you how fast they want that fall. Sometimes you can throw a heavy head in shallow water and you'll just see those bass that will just shoot right up to the bait and eat it without hesitation. Other times you need a lighter head to where you can actually shake the bait and get the bait to stay above the fish. So you have to figure out the fall rate. Is that fish going to eat it when it first sees it, swim up and eat it, or do you have to float the bait down to the fish? The second most important factor is figuring out what size of bait that those fish are targeting. I use three. I mean, I have minnows from 1.8 inch all the way up to 8 inches, but I would say that the three main sizes, if I was to say a small, a medium, and a large minnow, a small minnow, and there's a variety of different brands, is going to be a 3-inch minnow. This is going to be a very good universal minnow size. There's a number of brands that make it, but the 3-inch minnow is that smaller shad. You know, when you're seeing it, you're not able to tell the individual shad, just the bait ball of shad. A lot of times I call it the eye of the tiger, where you're seeing fish that are inside of the bait ball that are busting it up. That is the size that I'm going to go with. Then you have kind of a medium size, which up until recently was considered a big minnow, but that's a 5-inch minnow. There's also a number of 4.5 to 5-inch minnows that are out on the market, but this is going to be a very good universal size when you're targeting fish that are in wolf packs, where you're trying to get the predominant fish out, when you're on blueback herring fisheries, alewife fisheries, big adult threadfin shad in the summer, a little bit off-colored water. I like the 5-inch minnow. And then the third size is going to be a 6 to a 7-inch minnow. There's a few companies that make these bigger minnows, but what we found is these big minnows on a lighter head, a 4.4 gram head, have a lot of drawing power, almost similar to a glide bait, to where you're getting fish to come out of structure, to come out of a brush pile, to come out of the roots of a stump while you're working this bait above it, and it creates a sizable meal. It moves water, and you can fish this 25, 30 feet deep, and it's shocking how many fish will eat a big minnow, even a minnow this size fished on that 7-foot medium rod. So those are just a couple tips when it comes to minnow fishing: the rod, the line size, the weight of the jig head, and then also the size of the minnow.